Oh, one other thing about the neighbor, those two nasty ladies that live right next door to us. They used to have a pit bull, but they don't no more. Apparently something happened to it. Anyways, they had a pit bull and they have this little chihuahua that's still there. But what used to happen when we first moved here, that pit bull used to chew up that little chihuahua that still lives there. And that pit bull almost killed that dog a few times. And I think that's probably why they got rid of the pit bull. But other than that, it wasn't the pit bull's fault. That pit bull was being neglected because they don't take care of shit. That's why. And that other little mutt was, teasing the pit bull, to pretty much, on a daily basis to pretty much take it out of its own misery. And that's why the pit bull's not there. Oh, and this guy finally decides to turn off the water after he's been gone out of the picture for so long. This is 3 to 4 times every week he does this. And no one sees or thinks this is nuts. Finally decides to turn off the water. And stares the camera down again. Oh, and one other thing about this pit bull, since we're on the subject of pit bulls, when John took me out of the picture the other day when the cops came, or I mean the day before the cops came, John had took me to another piece of property to show me, if I knew another person that we could afford the rent there, but the rent was $10.50. Anyways, on the way to go see this property, I saw a lady in a pit bull, and I was knowing that John doesn't like pit bulls. I said, hey John, look at the pit bull, look at the lady with the pit bull. He's all whatever, and so I just brought up like, oh hey, come on John, it's just a pit bull, and he's like, and I'm like, come on, if you had a puppy, you can raise it like any other dog. And he's like, his demeanor, his word for that subject was, oh no, I don't like pit bulls because I came from LA, and in LA all they do is have dog fights, and everyone around there, they just dog fights, and that's why I don't like pit bulls. And I was trying to explain to John, hey John, not everyone's like that, John. Pit bulls are like any other dog, John. And he has a different mindset with pit bulls. I don't know what it is. Some people that have a different mindset towards pit bulls are just prejudiced in some different ways of many different forms besides towards animals. But I'm just saying, the fact of the matter is that he thinks, people with pit bulls just fight them. But anyways, I told him that not everybody fights pit bulls. They're like any other dog. As long as you don't give them gunpowder, and you give them a good diet, and you treat them like any other dog, and you work them out like they're supposed to, and treat them with kind of compassion and respect, they'll be like any other loving, caring dog. But still, John doesn't agree with pit bulls at all. And the guy next door, when I first moved here, the reason why he's unpredictable, besides many things that he's done to this point, is that he brought it to our attention when me and Henry first moved here, that he supposedly killed a pit bull on John's property because it supposedly ran at David. David said that a pit bull supposedly ran at David, or the owner, so David had no choice but to kill the pit bull to supposedly save themselves, which I think, from knowing him till now to this point, I know for a fact I wouldn't doubt if he agitated the pit bull so that he can kill it, just because he doesn't like pit bulls at all either, besides many other facts, period. So, when he told me that he killed a pit bull, David, in his own words, with barely not even being a month leaving it on the property, that struck me as odd and strange. And I would not be bring that up as like a good story, like, oh look, I'm tough, I killed a pit bull, and pretty much be afraid. But anyways, that's the kind of the atmosphere I sensed as soon as he told me the story. And and just getting to know him after from being here for months and months and not talking to him and just seeing exactly who he is. You could tell someone from their body language. No matter how many times or days they bullshit you. You can't bullshit a bullshitter when you're not bullshitting nobody. Oh, and I would love to have a pit bull just because a lot of landlords are scum lords, slum lords. They don't fix things. They don't do their job like they're supposed to. They don't, handle their evictions when other residents are messing with other residents and properties of where landlords own, where they're supposed to be the chief in command, and they're supposed to as soon as there's a problem they're supposed to knock it out. But anyways, with this landlord, he doesn't do any of that. And like I said, I'd rather have a pit bull. I think anybody should have at least a medium or somewhat large dog that is trainable, or that is adopted or whatever, or that is a volunteer handler dog. If it's any type of those dogs, I would say why not have it when everybody else, knowing someone in a poor area can only be stuck with a little dog, knowing damn well in a poor area you need a big ass dog to take down big ass dumb ass people. And most of these landlords know that, and most of these landlords are bigger than the freaking residents that rent from them. And most of these landlords have a bunch of rat pack wicked people with them. So me having a medium sized dog, or at least a pit bull that's sawed off, at least to my knowledge, I've had pit bulls and I know how to train pit bulls. And someone that just has no mindset of trying to teach an old dog new tricks, to me is not very smart. Speaking of my landlord and other people that think pit bulls are like so dangerous to society, when it's the people that think that way are the danger to our society. Oh, and let me remind you guys, the trash man still hasn't came back, but he's been doing all this yard work while he's waiting for the trash man. And the trash man does finally come and take the trash, and still he decides not to take the trash can in anyways. It's crazy. It's a lot of unbalanced shit. That's why I'm filming this, to show you guys how unbalanced this fucking guy is. But still, a restraining order against me is granted in his name. Falsified. Perjured himself in court, and lied about having the owner's gun not once but twice in court. And finally, when the last time in court, when the judge asked him, "Are you sure you didn't have the gun?" and he says he finally admitted that he did have the gun. And when the judge asked whose gun it was, he said it was the landlord John Kandersky's gun that he allowed have in his possession.